Hello and welcome to our analysis of Hurricane Michael. More specifically, we'll be discussing the intensity, storm surge, shoreline approach, landfall, and pathway of Michael. Let's begin with the pathway. Hurricane Michael was a tropical storm that developed over Cuba and quickly spread to the American coast. It thoroughly developed over the Gulf of Mexico into a Category 4 storm. With wind speeds of 155 miles per hour, Michael made landfall initially on the Florida Panhandle on October 10, 2018. By Wednesday at 8 p.m., Michael had devastated Tallahassee and had moved on to central Georgia. Hurricane Michael had the greatest impact on coastal Florida cities. This damage directly resulted from the intense storm surge caused by the winds. Michael produced high storm surge as it crossed the Gulf of Mexico, hitting Florida with surge between 9 and 14 feet. The storm surge Michael produced were large enough to flood huge coastal areas. The effect of the wind pushing ocean water up and onto the land accounts for majority of flood-related damage with any hurricane. Michael's 14-foot surge was certainly large enough to ravage cities like Mexico Beach, Florida, and Fort Walton, Florida. Michael sprang quickly from a weekend tropical depression, going from a Category 2 on Tuesday to a Category 4 storm by the time it came ashore. No recorded Category 4 storm had ever made landfall in the Panhandle, and Michael's vast size meant the effects would be felt along the coast, from New Orleans to Tampa Bay, and inland as far as the Carolinas. The fast-moving tropical cyclone's outer bands were already causing torrential rain and flooding in Panama City Beach by mid-morning. Michael's intensity varied from Category 4 hurricane to tropical storm as it laddered up the eastern seaboard. At its strongest, Michael sat over Florida and southern Georgia with 155-mile-an-hour winds. Gradually, it weakened into a tropical storm with 80-mile-an-hour winds before disbanding over southern Virginia. Hurricane Michael was the most devastating storm to ever hit the Florida Panhandle. Its coastal approach directly into Florida and up the eastern coast exposed millions of homes to hurricane conditions. Hurricane Michael was the third most intense Atlantic hurricane to hit the continental United States and was the strongest in terms of sustained wind speed. Just shy of a Category 5 hurricane, Michael achieved its peak intensity over the Florida coast. By October 28th, 60 deaths had been attributed to Hurricane Michael, in addition to over $14 billion in damages. Hurricane Michael established a legacy as one of the most destructive natural disasters the world has ever seen. Its impact will be clear along the eastern coastline for years to come.